Welcome back to the dissection table, where we take the latest video games, trailers, and break them down bit by bit. And now we're following up the DLC expansion for Dying Light and how exactly it is Kyle Crane is returning for Dying Light the Beast. Let's break it down.
Doctor. Doctor, you're forgetting something.
What am I forgetting? I checked my notes. What am I forgetting?
It's your big happy day.
Oh, God.
Happy birthday, Cam. Have a wish for your special day?
Yeah. If I could have any birthday wish, how about a new nurse? Now that we have that very uncomfortable part out of the way, let's get back to Dying Light and how exactly it is we got Kyle Crane returning for the next game. So, Dying Light, the following, the grand conclusion of Kyle Crane's story, or at least we thought anyway. So, after the conclusion of the base game, the very first Dying Light, Kyle Crane passes along the data and the information to one Dr. Camden to continue his study and research into the zombie virus. Unfortunately, the good doctor, he's not making great progress, but that's when one day, just out of the blue, someone who seemingly comes out of the quarantine zone makes his way into the city, and basically he points in the general direction where Kyle Crane can find how they can escape the city in the quarantine zone, and even possibly where a possible cure has been all this time. After successfully making his way out of the quarantine zone of the city of Haran, Kyle Crane is introduced to this cult, the Children of the Sun, I think is what they were called. As it turns out, this cult does actually have something. It's not a cure, but it does help protect everyone from the zombie. Narratively speaking, story-wise, the DLC really not that impressive. Basically, we have this cult that's basically using this blue mist. And when exposed to this blue mist, the zombie basically acts like a camouflage of sorts. When you're in the vicinity of it, the zombies, they don't recognize you as someone alive, aka a tasty snack. Quite the opposite. It didn't matter what kind of infected you were up against or how large the group may have been. If you were in the vicinity of this blue mist, the zombies saw you as one of their own because, well, you were slowly being turned when you were exposed to this blue mist. It wasn't a cure. It was, in fact, part and partial the virus itself that caused this whole epidemic. Well, in the franchise to begin with, basically. It just first basically got exposed and released in the city of Haran, and that's what basically kicked off the whole entire zombie apocalypse, as far as the lore tells us right now, anyway. After a lot of video game adventures, Kyle Crane ultimately discovers the identity of the cult leader, the Mother. Towards the grand conclusion of this adventure, Kyle Crane actually confronts the Mother unmasked, and lo and behold, it's revealed that she was the wife of a military, I believe, general, who was overseeing the transportation of this blue liquid. And this blue liquid also is the very same that when turned into a vapor, ultimately became the blue mist that we saw. And it basically, over time, turns people into zombies. But when consumed into a liquid form, it turns you into a sentient volatile. After a repeated exposure to the blue mist, Kyle Crane even found himself able to share a telepathic link with the Mother and her sentient volatile state. And ultimately, it came down to the grandiose conclusion for Kyle Crane in the DLC. She gave him one of two choices. Choice number one, use her belated husband's parting gift to her, which was a freaking tactical nuke, and blow the city of Haran and all the surrounding countryside to Kingdom Come to secure and contain the zombie apocalypse from actually happening. Kaboom! Option number two, fight the Mother, but at the cost of being force-fed a vial of the very same blue liquid she drank, which turned her into the sentient volatile. Unfortunately, it looks like this is going to be part and parcel to the canonical ending of Kyle Crane's story, which leads obviously directly into the Dying Light the Beast game where Kyle Crane returns. Now that ending to Kyle Crane, the quote-unquote canonical ending, will be adjusted and tweaked because the genuine ending we see at the conclusion of the DLC is Kyle Crane basically being turned into a sentient volatile, just like the Mother. He escapes way beyond the quarantine line and ends up attacking a family, basically kicking off the genuine zombie apocalypse in this verse. Like I said, that's obviously going to be adjusted and tweaked just a teeny tiny little bit because Kyle Crane finds himself captive and he's been held and experimented upon for apparently years now. Those experiments clearly weren't very, well, it looks like they hurt just a little bit. Also, when it comes to Dying Light the Beast, we already have the reveal of our villain. He's basically only called the Baron. He's the one who apparently not only kidnapped Kyle Crane, but conducted all these weird, bizarre experiments upon him. And so, yeah, psychopath supervillains. You gotta love them. Dying Light the Beast, honestly, I really wasn't looking that forward to this game, but when they revealed that our boy Kyle Crane had, in fact, survived and he's coming back as our protagonist, oh yeah, this is going to be an awesome Dying Light experience. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And actually, as it turns out at the beginning of the video, no, that wasn't a lie. It really is my birthday. So thank you very much for sticking around. If you're one of my followers, I appreciate you. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see y'all in the next video breakdown.